RV manufacturer argue about this, and they are part of the NEC code. They got to follow the National Electric Code. So this one, we had a lot of them. The guy who did the electric was lazy. Let's just put it this way. Did it move? Possibly. It'll be noted in your report.
But then we had a surprise guest. Yes, we did have a surprise guest. Guess who came to see us? Are you wanting to know who this is for?
Am I going to get a new home? I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Oh, new home, I'm excited. I'm hoping to get a new home. You guys did a great job. Blue Ox RV inspection is the best.
It's RV inspection day, and today we are in Wolfforth, Texas, about to inspect this beautiful 2022 Holiday Rambler Armada 44B. Now stick around, we've got a special treat for you because the people who have hired us today also have a YouTube channel which you may or may not watch. Stick around, we're going to share with you what we find today.
All right, first glimpse. Good morning, you all. Y'all from Texas or Kentucky, whatever, which one you're supposed to say, y'all. First glimpse, I already have a couple of issues. We've been here for a little bit. They put the water, it starts leaking everywhere. Not too smart, the guy who helped us out and put the water in there. Too much pressure. So safety relief valve blew on the aqua hot, on the washer system probably. This, I can tell, it's not sealing on top here. So here, the seal that when you're driving on the road allows you to not have water coming in. This slide out is not touching as it should. This one is the same. This rear slide out is exactly the same up here. We have the same problem. It touches on the rear end, but it doesn't touch on this front end. Same with this one. And this one, if you can tell, I got nothing here. And if I go up, I can see that my slide out is actually tilted towards the front. So there's a lot to be said about adjustment, and you might be able to see the difference here. The height I have here and the height I have in the front is nothing much you can do, because if I say this should go like this, well, the problem that I'm gonna have is this should go up. It's already kind of up. I think it was made like this at the plant. My only recommendation on this, since it doesn't seal here, I don't know how much this facility can work or do this. I think it's a trip to Decatur, Indiana. That's how I feel. But hey, let's carry on with the day. Let's go see what Laurel has inside, if she does have something yet.
So let's talk about my first glimpse and my stow and go. So come on in here. I'm loving this stow and go because I can walk directly into my kitchen area. I can sit, have lunch. I can do some work while I'm sitting here and the hubs is driving all the way in here into the half bath. Now the only thing I will tell them about their half bath is they better put a bumper on it. I don't want it to gouge their refrigerator. So that would be my main concern. And then coming into the bedroom, if they want to take a shower and get to their closet, they can. They can just sit here and roll over to the other side. Now, if they stop and they do some cracker docking, you know, stopping at Cracker Barrel, well, they're going to have to get out one of the slides at least to go to bed. So they've got to make sure they have the room on both sides to get that bed out. Other than that, my first glimpse, it's looking beautiful, except I did see this little gouge on the wall. So we'll see what that kind of comes out to be. I'm not sure. We will check up with you later today.
All right, lunchtime recap. Let's go around a couple of things that we found. For instance, this one, I got this drawer, both sides drawer, so you can go back and forth. But this latch, I tighten it by hand, but this latch stops it from latching when you come from the other side. So they're gonna have to fix that to make sure that this doesn't hit the door. In here we have these slide outs, and I want you to get used to this. You've seen this before. We have all these rubbers that they tuck in everywhere. That's why we got light inside. As you can see, we see the plywood in there. And that's where it was leaking this morning. The water was coming out of here. But we don't seem to have any mold or humidity, but this is something you're gonna have to learn to do if you have one of them. You're gonna have to tuck your stuff in every time you park, because it's kind of hard to find a way to be permanently operating, especially when you have those step down cutter slides. Let's go check on the other side.
Have you ever thought about a career
where you can protect buyers and be your own boss?
Consider becoming an RV inspector.
We can train you from the ground up. When good isn't enough, our Blue Ox workshop brings you to the next level.
Knowledge is power. We're giving you every detail to master your craft and elevate your business.
I researched a lot of different areas before I even came here, looking at other courses to take and spend thousands of dollars on other courses. But I'm very impressed with what I received, and my expectations were fully met and then some.
Join us as spaces are limited, so contact us today to reserve your spot. So not that it matters because now it's a used unit, but brand new up there. I had some run in the paint. If it was new, I brought it up in the report, but it's a used unit. Well, you accept it, you take it as is. But on another note, these 12,000 miles later, these batteries, all of them are missing water. That's where I'm at right now, testing the system, testing them. Maintain your batteries, people. I know you don't think of it because you park it for 6 months and, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? A battery's a battery. No, a battery, if it's charged, and it actually evaporates through gases, the liquid that's in there, which is distilled water. I'm going to talk about slide out. This is the kind of thing that I do constantly also. Every time I park, see, this is the inside. This is your carpet. This is your tug. Push this and tuck it in. So that way when it rains will drop off and will run off instead of going inside. So just keep that in mind. Do little tricks like this, and everything is homemade here. So now at the Aqua Hut, we had this water disaster this morning. Well, it's dripping as it's still operating down there. So somebody will have to verify to make sure that it still doesn't leak as it was. Let's go on the other side because I forgot a belt trim on the other side. So this belt trim, we always call this the belt trim, which is, this is the box, sits on the floor. So if you look here, I'm missing sealant everywhere, which brings me to this corner, which actually this corner looks like it's a little bit like it went down, like it was sagging, or the box actually moved from the frame where it's anchored, because you can see the bolts in the back that typically keeps that box down. Did it move? Possibly. It'll be noted in your report. So because of all of this, we're a little bit behind the way it ended up this morning. We were parked on the bay and the guys come up and say, well, we're gonna kind of do this quickly, so we'll be servicing the unit while you're inspecting. For people who don't know me, you got to know me pretty quick. I don't think so. This is why you're having an inspection and you don't have people hindering over you and trying to do oil change where you're here to check the basic. Remember, once they change an oil, it's brand new. What did the old oil look like? I don't know. What did it smell like? I don't know. Remember, these are the kind of things, to his point here, he said, well, if there's an inspection, it's because it's sold. Well, we actually know the potential buyers, and they haven't bought this yet. They're sending us here to see if it's worthy of buying. So be careful not to be manipulated into sales. And while the inspector's here, let's go do the paperwork. Let's go sign up the paperwork. This ain't happening. People, until you have your report and everything's been fixed on your report, I wouldn't sign in any way, shape, or form. But that's me. Some of the people just like to spend money and end up at the end of the list. Let's go check what Lowell has inside.
So it's lunchtime and we've had a little bit of an eventful morning, as we've told you about. So we have a little water issue this morning. The guy filled the tanks. He went running very fast, like he was in the Olympics or something, to go shut the water off. And we've got a major leak going on underneath here. As you can see, all the water, and inside as well. You can see all the drips. You watch it drip. You're gonna see it drip here, drip down here. You see all these drips here. So time to figure out something. So it kind of pushed us back just a little bit as far as doing everything today. So coming through here, it is absolutely beautiful. I'm really excited, but there are some things that I have found, which is, you know, some sealant that's missing here in the grout, here in the corners also on this side here, but also right here. You can see that this sealant is all, you know, pushing down. Now, while we're here, I'm just going to show you this. So if you have a 44B Armada, does yours do this? It's a new feature, I think, which is kind of cool, isn't it? No, it's not. When you're going down the road, you don't want to hear that, do you? So come on in here. We'll talk about what we found this morning. So when we're bringing the slides in and out, this slide here rubs on the wall. Okay, so Pierre's going outside because we're seeing light coming in right here. Can you guys see that? See the light right there? Oh, I hear you. You're going to put some critters up there for me? Okay, so I want everyone to watch right here, and you're going to see that the slide is rubbing against the wall, and you're going to see some wallpaper that is being a little destroyed from the slide dragging on it, as you can see. And you're going to see when I bring it in right there, you're going to see that it's going to rub right where that wallpaper is being peeled. You see how tight it gets? As you can see, that slide is just tight and coming in on the wall. But on this side over here, the bed slide, let me show you this one. We're in the bedroom slide, and I'm going to actually put it out. And as you can see, it's going out. And then we're going to bring it back in. And it's not coming in all the way. So we're going to put it back out again and bring it in, and you can hear it. You see it jigging? It's temperamental. In. It won't come in. I'm pressing the button for in. Excuse my sore on my finger. I cut my finger yesterday, and it's still not coming in. I'm gonna put it back out, and now it's coming back in. Okay, so you saw it for yourself, right? So you can see that it's chugging. It wants to come in, and then it won't. And then I put it back out, and then it comes back in. So just something that they definitely will need to probably go to Decatur and have that fixed. Coming into the bathroom, we have this door right here that's off its hinge. It needs to get back on its little line so it's not going back in. And I have a few things up front. So follow me up here. I want to take you up here to the dash. Whoops, but don't take your arm off on the door here. So here on the dash, we have broken vent here. As you can see, all of this plastic is broken here. We've got a little crack right over here. And then over by the driver's side, we have a tear there in the material.
Oh, it's me, Tucker. I don't know, guys. Is this a bus or a buy? Let us know in the comments below.
At lunchtime, this is what I have found so far, and I have a lot more to do before the end of the day, and of course all my water, which I've saved, which we're pretty excited to see what happens with that after the little fiasco we had this morning. So stick around, we're going to update you then, and if you haven't already, give us a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, make sure that you're seeing our videos that are coming out on Thursdays. We'll see you at the end of the day.
End of the day, long recap. I'll make it short for you, because now I gotta go to work. What time is it now? 5:30? I'm wicked hungry. I want you to look at the top of this door. And Chris was saying, it's kind of weird when I travel, I hear the wind. Well, look at the top. So nothing is sealed. So it actually just bounce on the frame of the door so it doesn't seal up like it should. Let's go on the other side. Here's a little bit worse problem, if it is a worse problem. I have water dripping out of my main tank right here all day. So it's just dripping out here. So in order to have this fixed, I hope they have some kind of special putty to not have to take the whole tank out. Just saying. Slide out, we talked about that this morning. We have a lot of issues. They're not closing properly. We've had this happen before. They don't put an extender on the inside wheel, so it doesn't make it to here. So you can see maybe in the bottom there. So imagine you have to put a tire monitor in there or a tire pressure. You need to put an extender. If you need to verify the pressure, you're out of luck. Nothing can happen. So this is important. It's life safety for your own sake. to be able to know what you have for pressure in there. The other problem that I ended up with, and I'm omitting a lot of things, inside my electrical panel, through NEC code, all the neutral cannot be doubled up into a bus bar. RV manufacturers argue about this, and they are part of the NEC code. They gotta follow the National Electric Code. So this one, we had a lot of them. The guy who did the electric was lazy. Let's just put it this way. On that note, let's go check what Lowell has for the end of the day.
So it's the end of the day, and it's been a great day, but boy have we been working hard. I'm going to start right up front in this coach. The passenger seat window has a seal that is loose. When we open this, the whole entire seal is just flopping in the wind, literally. And right here with the love seat, these little silver things right here, they actually hold a little end table. They're missing one of the end tables. We're also missing 2 day shades. One that goes above the TV, which this televator lift also is loose on the top. So the day shade is missing there. And we also have a day shade that is missing on this side here. Now I did my refrigerator, and you know, there's a little dispenser inside to be able to get water. Yeah, check this out. And remember, this is a used coach, right? So the water dispenser does work, but when running this, it stinks so bad. Like if you had smell-o-vision, you'd be able to smell this, but I don't know. Do you want to drink it? I think this system needs to be cleaned. So it stinks pretty bad, and there was a lot of black stuff coming out, so they're definitely going to want to clean that. I just have one little demarcation here on the fridge, not so bad after all. And then coming here into the master bathroom. As you know, I did my shower. Guess what? Yes, it leaked. Of course it leaked. Check this out. And then I'm doing the toilet, and I have to say that the toilet has a little bit of wiggle to it, if you can see that right there. But also, when I flush, the flush is not working properly. It's not even sending the water all the way down. So I don't even know if you put a little piece of paper in there, what would happen. Let's talk about the tall stall. Coming in here, if you are 77 inches, 6'5", and shorter, you're gonna be just fine in this shower. I gotta take my shoes off. The shower was wet. I showered earlier just to make sure that everything was working just fine. So, you know, at the end of the day, I don't have a lot of huge stuff. I have a lot of little stuff. To give you an idea, this is my list, and it does go on to the next page, which is a little abnormal. Typically, I have about 3/4 of a page, if that. A lot of little things. But then we had a surprise guest. Yes, we did have a surprise guest. Guess who came to see us? Are you wanting to know who this is for? Let me introduce you to Katrina from our Everyday Getaway. Okay, so we have Katrina with us, otherwise known as Gigi, because I've been talking about Gigi today. So, yeah. Katrina, we know that you have been searching for an RV for a while.
I have.
You want to tell us a little bit about that search?
The search has been going on for probably for a couple years now. We compromised on the one we have now because it was during COVID, hard to find. I always wanted a Holiday Rambler or a Fleetwood, the 38Ws. I wanted a similar coach to this one. And then a couple months ago, we were out talking to friends, and they convinced Chris that you can do a larger RV. So voila, here we are, the 44B. And this is perfect for the grandbabies. It is.
Now, Chris actually drove this the other day, and he
did.
was a little hesitant because you're going from a 38-foot, wasn't sure about the 44 with a tag. So tell me about his experience.
He was very nervous about that, and he was like, ooh, how much bigger is it? And he's like, I'm like, about 5 foot, you know, and he's like, I don't think so. And then he's like, okay. And he didn't want to go for the test drive, and he's like, okay, let's just do it. I'm telling you, 1 minute into it, and he's like, oh, this is awesome. It's easier to drive than the 38. Perfect.
Now, how soon will the Jeep girl be actually driving this?
You know, I kind of like to be the passenger princess right now, but when I do want to, I think what I'm going to do is take a class. And I don't think anytime soon, maybe within the next year, but I'm in no rush. No rush at all.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
I can play on my phone all day long. Yeah.
So tell me why this model. What are you most excited
Okay.
about?
Come.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go check it out.
Okay. So the first thing absolutely in my mind is this little area back here. The double bunks, we have 3 grandbabies right now, and this is going to be awesome, okay? And if you know me, I wanted a shower that was a little bit longer so I can hopefully put a blow-up bathtub in there.
Oh, what a great idea.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh,
yeah, I'll just get one of those little pools and I'll stick it in there, and I got my bathtub now too.
Oh, the kids will have a tubby.
Yes,
oh,
yes.
that's awesome.
And then out here with the drop down in the front area, and then this sofa here actually pulls out. It's a bed as well, but it actually has a mattress. It's not one of those blow up air mattresses. That's perfect. And then if we are in extreme emergency and need even more space, the dinette is going to fold down into a bed as well. So I have tons of space. And when the family's over, it's like we're here gathered together enjoying each other's company. You know, we're not all just on one side of the coach, or we're actually here enjoying each other. So it's going to work out.
Still enough room for the kiddos to play and Tucker to be around.
Absolutely.
This is great.
I think so.
So are you excited?
I'm very excited. I'm very excited the possibility of it, but I'm also have prepared myself that if it doesn't work out, there's more 44Bs out there. Just have to find the right one for us.
And from what I understand, you're the negotiator of the family. So tell us about that.
Well, first thing we get Chris to leave the room, because Chris is a people pleaser. He can't read a room, and he can't also hide his emotions. So if we're there and they say, so do you like the rig? Isn't it great? Chris will be like, yes, let's leave now. Where I'm going to be like, well, you know, this, you know, I kind of like this, but I wish it had this, and I really didn't want this, but it's okay if we get that. And so we have to get Chris to leave the room. And then I start working on things that I don't like, or things that I think are wrong and needs fixed. And then we talk about a price, and I don't care how much they say to me. It's about the interest rate. I don't want to hear about that. I want to know the price I'm paying for the rig and what I'm getting for my trade-in. And then we'll go on to the interest rate. So I'm all about crunching numbers.
So as you can see, she's getting excited to crunch her numbers, but she's willing to walk away, as you should be too. So stick around, we're gonna update you with the rest for the end of the day. Now that you've heard from Katrina, go to their channel, check it out. Our Everyday Getaway. I'll put the link to their channel and their Facebook and Instagram in the description below, but make sure to go and watch their video. So remember, this is not a done deal. Chris and Katrina were smart. They hired RV inspector to come in. This is a 2022. Whether it's new, whether it's used, they knew they needed to have an expert have their eyes on this RV. Every little detail. They will get their report, and then they'll go through all of the issues and make the decision on whether this is something they want to go through with or not, and or if the dealership is willing to work with all of the issues that need to be addressed. That's why you get an RV inspection, because you have negotiating room. You've got that CRL, create repair list, that goes off to the dealer. You've got ways to negotiate your price, bring it down so that you get the best bang for your buck.
Oh, we're ready for this report. Am I going to get a new home? I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Oh, new home, I'm excited. Can we get a new home, Mom? Oh, yes.
All right, okay. All right, let's get over here and open this up. We're gonna open up. All right, we got the report.
I need my glasses. Wait. Mama's old. She needs her glasses. Hold on.
Run.
Oh my gosh. All right, we're gonna open up the report. We received the report from Blue Ox RV Inspection. We're opening up for the first time. We're gonna go straight to the repair section so that we can get this.
I think we should. Let's see.
And we're doing this before we go back to the dealership. So you can go ahead and do this. I'll let you, here, you go ahead and open this up. Sorry guys, this is real time. This is what happens.
Yes, it is.
Hey
So-
Tucker.
Hey Tucker, can you
Tucker,
sit?
Tucker, behave yourself. So,
Tucker's
hey, behave yourself, Tucker.
He is a
Tucker.
man. He is
Tucker.
a typical boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy, Tucker. See, I'll get your nose. Oh, that's a handsome nose.
Oh.
Nose.
I am a good-looking guy, aren't I? I take after my dad. Oh.
There it is, right there. Create
Okay.
list. Okay, so what we're doing is we're pulling up all the issues that were in Chris and Katrina's report so that they know exactly what they need to negotiate. Okay, so now we know that we have all items.
63 items.
63 are your summaries, and that's what you're going to want.
Oh, we
Okay.
got a pencil up here with the...
So when you see the red pencils, you know those are the issues. Now, what you're able to do is scroll down just a little bit on one of those pictures. And on this, you can, let's just say Chris said, I don't care about that rip. You're going to accept it as is. But maybe he says, you know what? That's not what I want. I don't want a ripped
Dash.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to add it to the list.
I see what
Okay,
you guys
so
see
scroll
down
down.
here. So if you want to add it to the list,
I push
you
here.
just add it to the list.
Correct.
Or accept as is. Okay.
Right, so you're
Right.
going to add it to the list. Now add it to the list and let's see what comes up after that. Okay, now it gives you an option. Do you want them to repair it? Do you want them to replace it? Or do you want a monetary value that you can negotiate?
Wow.
And then you can put comments in on your own as well.
Oh, that's
awesome.
I
Okay.
love that.
And if you'll notice, there's a video. Now,
Yeah.
the video you can view on your report, but the PDF will not send the video. But when this goes to the service department, they have 3 arrows that expands, showing them exactly where this issue is. It's not just a close-up. You're going to have all 3. So they go, oh, okay, I know exactly where I need to repair that item.
That item. Aha.
And yes, Chris, you were right about that whistle noise you heard when you were driving.
Okay.
He definitely sees that there's a major issue with the seal.
Okay. That's cool. Wow.
Okay, that's the switch from your slides. So this is where your bedroom slides were having an issue. But we know that there was definitely an issue with your slides, both of them.
Not coming in and out as properly as
Correct.
they should.
Correct.
They're working, they're just not working properly.
Correct. The one with the TV, that side of your bedroom, is tight against the wall and it's actually ripping your wallpaper. The other side, your bed side, once I push it out, when I start to bring it in, it chugs. It comes in an inch, chug, 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 in an inch, chug, chug, chug. So
Okay.
there's definitely something going on there.
I'm
So see, as a negotiating tool, this can really help. If someone wants to buy it as is and it's a project, perfect. Now they know everywhere they need to work on to build their RV back to the way they wanted it, right?
Right,
But
gotcha.
otherwise, the dealership knows exactly what they need to fix and you know what you want to offer.
So what we need to do is sit down and review everything and decide how we want to deal with the issue, whether we want them to repair it or we'll deal with it, however.
And we need to take it
So
to
I
Rev.
can't tell you just how happy I am with this thorough report.
Yeah.
Very easy to understand because that's the first thing we're going to go to is the repairs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to do this. And this makes a big difference in how I approach it today when I go in there to offer them the amount that I want to offer.
Exactly. This
So-
is your negotiating tool. This is your
Yes.
homework. This is why it's important that it's the first thing you pull out when you're in a time crunch so that you know exactly what needs to be fixed and how much, like you said, am I going to offer them?
And again, if they're willing to do anything about this, they say, hey, it is what it is, it as is, you take it for this price and what, and then Chris and I, at that point, would have to walk away.
Well, we have to decide,
Yeah.
how they're going to deal with it.
Because from what I see, I mean, these aren't just like a couple of those are bigger issues. And that's something that we couldn't walk away from because we would eventually need to get those fixed and that would cost us a lot out of pocket.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Very happy.
Okay.
So, thank you,
Awesome.
sir.
Well, guys, Mom and Dad passed on this RV. Back to shopping for my new doghouse. Things will get better, I'm pretty sure.
You know, any day is a good day to get away. So remember and do never forget.
It's not about the destination,